Welcome. We will be doing a series just around cat-cow, around being on all fours and kind of releasing your spine and warming up and mobilizing the spine. So make your way onto all fours, like so. And then for a moment, consider your spine in neutral. So what does neutral mean? Well, neutral means as you would when you are standing. So you have a few of your natural curves. So you want to try and keep them as you are on all fours. You also want to check that your hands are underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. And once you're happy with that, you're going to begin to round your spine. So let your head and tail hang down, lifting middle back up and breathing in between your shoulder blades. Now you're going to let your shoulder blades come together. You're going to let your head and tail point up towards the sky. And then feel the front chest opening and expanding forwards. You're going to reverse. You're going to let your head and tail hang downwards, pressing hands and knees into the ground. Round your spine. Hold it there. And then again, reversing, head and tail lift up. Front chest opens. And one more time, pressing hands, knees down into the ground, round your spine. So we're going to add a step. You're going to begin to ripple through your spine, starting at the tailbone. So the tailbone is going to move first. And you're going to ripple through your spine vertebrae by vertebrae until the head comes up at the very end. Then again, tailbone moves down and you're going to ripple through your spine vertebrae by vertebrae until the head hangs down. We're going to do a few of these. Ripple the tailbone up and ripple the tailbone down. If you get crampy feet, you can also tuck your toes. One more set. Rippling through, inhaling, exhaling, rounding, rippling through. Let the head hang down. Then to finish, you're going to untuck your toes if they were tucked. You're going to slowly bring your pelvis towards your heels. Then you're going to release your forearms down, and you're going to release your forehead down, and you're going to take a few breaths here. Then we're going to come back onto all fours, and we're going to do a little thing for the legs. So you want to come on your hands and knees. You're going to extend your right leg back, and you want to reach into your right heel, and you want to do these little rocks forwards and backwards. So again, checking that your spine is in neutral, that your hands are underneath your shoulders and your knee underneath your hip. And you're doing these little rocks into the heel and then into the toes, maybe even the tips of your toes. Sometimes nice to stretch out the front of your foot as well. You can do that also. Then you want to stay here with the heel pressing, or with you pressing into your heel. You're going to slide this left lower leg to the left side of your mat. And then you're going to turn your right heel in. Lift your right arm up into the sky and check for your alignment. So left hand underneath left shoulder, right shoulder on top of left, right arm on top. So you want to check your alignment. And then the same thing with your hip. Your hip, your knee still underneath. If you need to, you can bring it forward or just make little adjustments. From here, you're going to reach your arm up and alongside your ear. And then instead of having the shoulder up next to your ear, you're going to slide it and slot it back down. so that you are using the whole side of your spine, your lats included. Then you're going to round your spine, and you want to let this whole right shoulder drape forward. So you're getting a nice little rhomboid opening there, and then you're going to lift the arm up, and you just want to do a few of these. Find your stability, draping your body forwards, and then lifting the right arm up. You might even like to open the right shoulder, draping it forwards and opening it up, and drape it forwards. And just have a little exploration with where you want your arm up or to the side more, pointing more forwards. And then you're going to release that. You're going to come back onto all fours. And again, adjust where your positioning is. If your wrists get a little bit sore, then come back into this child's pose with your pelvis to your heels. And you're going to let your palms of your hands be facing up, and let your forehead rest down. Take a few breaths like this. One last breath. And then making your way back onto all fours. It's always nice to do a little bit of a reset in between, and you can also do kind of little wiggles or little curls or kind of any little movements that you feel are going to help you before realigning. So hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, and then extending left leg back and reaching into your left heel and doing these little rocks forwards and backwards, massaging your heel, your calf, maybe your hamstring, calves, I should say. Seeing there are two muscle groups, the soleus and the gastrocnemius. So little rocks, and maybe even doing that thing with letting the toes be long, pointy toes, stretching out the front of your foot. Then from there, you're going to slowly turn and slide your right lower leg to the right. You're going to turn your left heel in, and then lift your left arm up into the sky. We'll demonstrate it. So again, checking in with your alignment. Right hand underneath right shoulder, left shoulder stacked directly on top of right, arm directly on top. Then let your arm reach forwards, but keeping the space between earlobe and shoulder long. So you haven't got your arm here, you want to draw everything down. So your lats are working as well on the sides of your body. Then you're going to curl your spine forwards and let that whole left side drape forwards, and maybe even see if you can let those rhomboids kind of release. And then let your arm reach up and expand and curl and reach it and wrap it and drape. And expand. Play around with where you want your arm to be. One more. Checking in with your standing leg, and then release. Hands back down, hands underneath your pelvis. Again, you're going to bring the tips of your toes together, bring your pelvis to your heels, forearms and forehead down. Then having a few breaths here. Rolling up, and then that was the end of our little cat-cow sequence. I will be posting more videos very soon, but I hope you enjoyed this one. And if you've got any questions with regards to positioning, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you.